trusted with very little can also be trusted with much. And whoever is dishonest with very little will also be dishonest with much. Everything we have doesn't just come from God, it also belongs to Him, right? As stewards, we're called to be God's financial advisors and investors. He entrusts us with His money, and we choose how it will be used and invested. The true test of our ability to be good stewards doesn't happen when we have plenty. In fact, it happens when we have little. How do we invest the little or plenty we have to bless others and honor God through good stewardship? Are we open-handed and generous, or are we stingy because we're afraid of being in lack for long periods of time? Steward the little God has given you well, and you'll be entrusted with much. We encourage you to approach generosity with an open heart as we commit God's resources back to Him with thanksgiving and continue investing wisely into the kingdom. So, can we please stand up and say the offering of declaration? Lord, as we give to you today, we are believing for our lives to be guided from schools, families, communities, society, and everywhere we set our feet. May our presence create an atmosphere of love, peace, grace, and unity. May our friends follow God with God of actions and accept Jesus as their Lord and Savior. We ask you for the right measures, influence, and good souls for every generation, for every nation to be saved and set free, carrying kingdom revelation. We love you, Lord. Amen. Welcome everybody to Steward for the Word.
Thank you so much, Monica. Didn't you do a good job? I'm going to tell you something. We actually did announcements downstairs in the first service, in the main service as well, with me, the two of us were there, but I think Lee's taking over the church. I think she's preaching downstairs, she's preaching here. I think you're just taking over the church, Lee. That's cool. That's cool. We're here for that. Guys, so today we're going to do, we've been doing our Armor of God series. How many of you guys have been learning stuff? Have you been learning stuff? Yeah? Only cafe go? Alright, you've been learning stuff? Well done, Ben. I like that. And I've been learning stuff too. That's been awesome. So what we've done so far is we've done the helmet of Alright, helmet of salvation. Yeah, that's cool. Well done. And we've done the breastplate of Yeah, that's awesome. Well done, guys. And then we've also done the shoes of you guys must study, man. You must do your homework. Okay, so it's been the shoes of the gospel of peace. Yeah, that's awesome. That's great. So what we're going to do today is we are talking about the belt of truth. Okay, everybody say the belt of truth? Belt of truth. Belt of truth. Now, we're going to start off by playing a game, because what's going to happen today is I'm actually not going to preach this message. You guys are going to preach this message, okay? Is that cool? Yeah. Are you keen to try this thing out? Now, some of you guys are nervous because you think I'm going to call you up there to preach. Shut up, that's cool. Alright, I got you. You're not going to be preaching alone. But you guys are going to preach this message. You guys are just going to help preach this message. Alright? And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start off with a game that I've seen on Jimmy Fallon. Who's watched Jimmy Fallon before? Who knows who Jimmy Fallon is? Yeah, one of my favorite late night TV presenters, right? Jimmy Fallon. He plays some of these like really cool silly games. One of them is called the Whisper Challenge. Who knows how the Whisper Challenge goes? And you've seen it played before, right? Who else has seen the Whisper Challenge played before? You've seen the Whisper Challenge played before? Okay, so you guys know how this game works, right? So I'm actually going to call the two of you up. If you don't mind, just come up with me. Show me some love. Let's do we'll show you some love. It's really awesome to have you guys here. Stand on this side for me. Please come up for me. Yeah, okay, cool. Thank you, everybody. Really awesome to have you guys here. Now, you guys are going to do the first Whisper Challenge, right? So you know how this works, right? So I'm going to give you the earphones, right? You get to put that on your ears. the aim of this game is that she's going to put this on you. She's not going to be able to hear anything we say. Can you hear us? What? That's perfect, okay? We don't want you to hear what we're saying. That's cool. Alright, and Nathan, what you're going to do is you're going to stand over here, right, in front of her, one step forward, and you can turn around and face her, right? So, yeah, you can turn around and face her now. Yeah, there you go. You're going to pull your mask down, okay? And this is how this game works. Don't look there. Okay? You're going to look there. Yeah, just look there. Yeah, keep looking there, okay? Alright, now here's what's going to happen. We're going to pop a word, a phrase or a word up on the screen, okay? She's going to keep looking at it. She won't know what you guys are seeing, alright? Okay, you can pop it up now, guys. And for the online guys, this is just a little bit of fun. What we're going to do is, you're going to try and mouth this to her. You can speak loud, because obviously she can't hear you, right? Mouth it to her, and she's going to try and guess what you're saying, okay? Alright, we keen to try this out? Alright, this is part of the message, right? Right, here we go. So, here we go. Tell us. Say it out.
Spider-Man. No way home.
Well done! She's done it. Well done. There you go. That was the answer there. Well done, guys. You can have a seat. 2 more volunteers. Let's get 2 guys to play this. Come on. This is a fun game. Guys, like the first service, they were like keen to come up here and like tell people to sit down. Who wants to come up here? 2 volunteers, right? Don't make me choose. Come on, guys. Alright, yeah, nice one, nice one. Then we'll keep on show them some love. Come on. Here we go. Alright, show them some love, please, guys. We got more love than that for them. This guy's enjoying the music here, right? Alright, so you know the deal. Stand over there, right? And you're going to face him, right? Mask off, okay? Alright, the next option is? Alright.
Pushing P.
Pushing P.
Yeah! I think you guys have this game is too easy for you guys. Wow, well done. Okay, cool. 2 more volunteers. We've got 2 more options here, like 2 more rounds to play. Simi, come on. You can't look that cool and not come up on the stage. You know what to do. You can stand up. Yeah, come on. Here we go. Okay, Simi, you need to try and guess. Alright, keep going. Alright, can you hear anything? Alright, you can't hear anything. Okay, you know what to do, right?
Don't go both ways because I won't lie to you. Do it again, slower though. Like very slow.
Say it now.
The call. What?
TINDER, SWINDLER.
Okay, do it again. One more time.
TINDER,
The call. The call.
TINDER,
The call. Swing.
TINDER,
Swing.
TINDER, SWINDLER.
It's 2 words.
Yes.
2 words. Okay.
TINDER,
The swing. Please. Okay.
TINDER, SWINDLER.
It's swing there.
Yeah.
Swing. Okay. That's it.
Alright, you can answer.
Tinder.
Bro, I know. This is a difficult one. That was the hard one. That was hard. But let's give him a round of applause. Alright. Last one. Who wants to try? Right, come through. Who else wants to try? Right. Oh, don't make me choose, guys. I hate choosing. Okay, Alright, here we go. I think you can guess. You're going to explain. Okay, you can guess. Alright, let's get him to guess. Right? But you gotta tell us your guesses, right? Try and guess, right? Okay? And you gotta mouth it to him, right? Okay? Yeah? Francis. Six. Say it. What? Ephesians. 6. What's it? Guess, just guess. Say it, say the whole one. Ephesians. Verse 6. Yeah! Awesome, good job. Somebody doesn't know Bible chapters. Anyway, well done, guys. Awesome job, right? So, you guys are helping me preach this message, right? So, the point here is that sometimes when we're talking about truth, it's hard to understand the truth, even when somebody's saying it to you, isn't it? I mean, we look at this scenario right now, and we're talking about truth, and we're talking about the path of truth. But sometimes it's hard to figure out what the truth is, even if somebody's talking to you and telling you in plain English. And that's how it is with God sometimes. Sometimes God is telling us, it's like, this is the truth, and we're like, what? What? The car, what? Because we don't know how to hear God, right? But God is always speaking truth to us. Always. It's about how we hear this thing and how we interpret truth. Alright? So you guys are helping me preach this message out. Really, thank you guys. You guys are doing an awesome job so far. But here's what Ephesians 6 verse 10 says. We're talking about the belt of truth, so let's read this. It says, finally, be strong. Everybody say, be strong. In the Lord and in the strength of His might. Say, His might. Put on the whole armor of God. Say, whole armor. Come on, say it again. Whole armor. That you may be able to stand against the schemes of the devil. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against rulers, against authorities, against cosmic powers over this present darkness, against spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. Therefore, take up the whole armor of God, say whole armor, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day. Say withstand. And having done all to stand firm. Stand, therefore, having fastened the belt of truth and having put on the breastplate of righteousness. That is what the Bible compares truth to. It compares truth to a belt. Now we're going to get there. I'll tell you how that happens. But the first question we're going to ask is, what is truth? That's a good question, isn't it? Because in our little game that we did right now, that's hard to determine. Somebody's literally telling us the truth, but we don't know how to determine what the truth is, right? And simply when you were up here, you were convinced that you were saying the car, right? Even though that was your truth, right? Yeah, in your mind it was the car. I can see it. That's right in front of me. The car. And you were saying TINDER, right? And that's what truth is like, and interpreting truth for us is like, I see it, but I don't understand it. I need to learn how to interpret truth. So, what is truth? Right? So, one of my favorite preachers, in fact, Sadie Robertson, has this quote. She says, we're so entitled to our own opinion that we change it to our truth so that no one can tell me that's wrong. That's a powerful quote. Because we see this all the time, right? Everybody's like, yeah, that's my truth. I'm living out my truth, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? Have you heard people say that? Yeah. I understand what the truth is, but this is my truth. I'm living out my truth. You can't tell me my perspective. And so now what we do is we take our truth and we want everybody to agree with our truth so that we can never be wrong. If I say it's my truth, you can't agree. You can't disagree with me. It's my truth. So I can't be wrong if I tell you it's my truth. Oh, I'm living at my truth. So now I can't be wrong. And that's what we've done. We're so entitled to our own opinion that we say, no, it's my truth. And nobody can tell me it's wrong. Sadie Robertson, who knows the name? Who knows Duck Dynasty? Right, ever watched Duck Dynasty? Sadie Robertson on Duck Dynasty. Marvelous Christian girl, fantastic preacher. But how true is that? Have you seen that happening in our world? Have you done that sometimes? You're like, yeah. I know what these guys are telling me. I know what the facts are, but this is my truth. But how many times do we do that to God? God is telling us what the truth is. But we're telling Him what our truth is. And we make our truth more important than God's truth. Like He literally has the answer, guys. But your truth is more important. That's cool. I'm preaching really good. I mean, even I'm learning right now, right? So even if you guys are getting this, I'm getting this. I hope you're getting this, right? So here's John 8, verse 31. Let's look at this in Scripture. And let's look at where truth really is, because we're talking about truth, right? So Jesus said to the Jews who believed in Him, if you abide in my word, say abide in my word, you are truly my disciples. And you will know the truth. Say, know the truth. And the truth will set you free. Yeah, that's an awesome verse. And we know that part. You will know the truth and the truth will set you free. We heard that in Christianese so many times, right? We've heard that said so many times. But we forget about the verse before that. Where do you find truth? Abide in the word, guys. Simple. So here's the choice you're faced with. Are you going to live your truth, or you really want to know the real truth? So this is how truth works. There's something called objective and subjective truth, right? Don't worry, you guys are helping me preach this message, okay? Not me, you preaching this message. So you're going to help me explain objective and subjective truth. Right now, where you're sitting, I need you to look under your seat, because some of you have a paper stuck under your seat, okay? So quickly check under your seat. Alright, thank you for the online guys. We'll show you what's up right now. These guys, some people have a paper under their chairs over here. Have you got one? If you've got one, can you stand up for me? Right? Stand up for me if you've got a sheet of paper. Right? Okay, there we go. There's one. There's one. Anybody else? There should be 3. Check out your seat. I feel like Oprah right now. Check out your seat. You get up, us. You get up. Alright, Pastor Oprah. Alright, so only two pages? Okay, that's cool. Alright. Is there one over there? Yeah, grab that one. Grab that one. Alright, don't show anybody yet. I need you to just look at it. Okay? You're gonna decide what you have on that page, right? You've got a number on the page. You're gonna decide what number it is, right? Okay? Hold it up the way you think it is. And then you're gonna turn it around and show everybody. What number do you have? What number? 6. Okay, what number do you have? 6. What number do you have? All of you have a 6. Are you sure?
9.
You got a 9. Are you sure? And you? You gotta be sure that's a 6, eh? And you? Is it a 9 or a 6? It's a 9? Is it a 9? He's feeling the pressure. Just choose one. It's only 1 and 2, bro. 6. Okay, cool. Alright. So, this is how subjective truth works, guys. Because whatever's on that page is subject to your interpretation. That's why it's called subjective. Right? The truth is that these guys get to decide whether it's a 9 or 6. Right? It's up to them. That's what subjective truth is. That's up to you. It's how you interpret it. Okay? But how will they actually know what number it was meant to be? Any ideas? How would you know what number it was meant to be? Say it loud for people at home.
Ask the person who printed it.
Ask the person who printed the number. And that's called objective truth. The real thing is that I intended that number to be a 6. Exactly, you got it right. You got it right. I intended that number to be a 6. The way he interpreted it was a 9. He had trouble interpreting whether is this a 9, is this a 6. Objective truth means you've got to go back to the facts, the person who created it, and go, well, what is this? Alright, you guys can sit down. Please give him some love. Awesome, guys. You can keep that paper. I'll sign my autograph on later if you want. I'm kidding. Okay. Right, but that's what subjective truth and objective truth is. Now, here's the thing that I want you to understand, guys. The truth that you are dealing with right now, and what you decide is truth, that's objective truth. But only if you go back to God and ask Him, well, what did you want this to be? Can you understand what objective truth is? So which is better for you? Subjective or objective truth? Your own truth or God's truth? Which one? Subjective or objective? I think objective truth is a little bit better, because that's the facts, right? So here's the thing. I've seen this, and I know this is controversial, but everybody's like, yeah, my subjective truth is I want to choose like my pronouns. I want to choose what I think it is. I want to know, like, I'll tell you. You don't tell me. I'll tell you what my truth is. And now you've got to believe my truth. But what about the person who created it? What did they intend it to be? Right? That's a good question, isn't it? But nobody asks that. Nobody goes, yeah, we understand. You have an interpretation and you have an opinion. Yeah, but what's the objective truth? Because that's what it was supposed to be. And that's what you need to know. So here's the thing, guys. You can either live in subjective truth or objective truth. I mean, you've got to decide. And here's the thing. You can only be in one of two states, right? One of two states. Either you know the truth or you're learning. And you've got to go and figure it out. So either you arrive and you can say, yeah, I know everything. I know the truth. Or you've got to go and find out from God. Alright? Have you got it? Are you still with me? Are you guys learning something? Okay, cool. That's great. I'm so glad you're learning something. So, I want to actually just show you a video quickly. Zach's going to play this video. This is forced me quickly, Zach. So, I want to just do one more illustration and show you what objective truth and subjective truth looks like. Because I want to show you how your mind actually tells you things and how you got to deal with it. Okay, let's go further. Zach.
I've got a regular stoplight. This is going to demonstrate how important color is to be seen in context. So I've got a green, blue, and a red overlay. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to look at all the stoplight colors and tell me if you see any gray lights.
Okay, pause the thing. Okay. Have you got it? How many gray lights are there? Anybody? In the first row, how many gray lights? Anybody see gray lights? No? 0. Okay. Second row, how many gray lights are there? No gray lights. Okay. Third row, how many gray lights? 1. Somebody spotted 1. Somebody spotted 1 gray light in the third. Yeah. Perfect. Top, middle, or bottom, gray light. Bottom, gray light at the bottom. Okay, play the video further.
Count them up. Comment below how many you're guessing. And now I'm going to reveal. So you can see the 3 gray stoplights there, but what's also fascinating is the light that's supposed to be yellow is actually green. This light is supposed to be red and it's actually purple. This one is supposed to be yellow but it's orange. So it's pretty crazy how your mind uses the context for it to see the color. If I pull up the color wheel here, blue is complementary color to yellow. So your mind naturally fills in this gray colorless piece to be yellow.
That's not one of these optical illusions. That is fact. That's objective truth. Here's what I want you to see. When you place a filter over the rest of the stuff, then you see the truth. Right? You didn't spot that gray thing until you blocked out the rest. Right? Your mind uses context to see the color. Here's what's happening with truth, guys. Your mind is going to see truth the way that you know how to see it. If somebody's told you something before, that's how you say. If you come across something on social media and that changes your mind, that's how you're going to see the truth from then on out, right? Until you put a filter over it. And that filter that you need to put on there is the Word of God. And I'll prove it to you. I'm going to prove it to you right now. You need to have the proper filter to see the truth. 1 John 1 verse 8 says, if we say we have no sin, that's the mindset, right? If you say you've got no sin, then you're deceiving yourself. Exactly, you can't see the grey lines. And the truth is not in you. Guys, that's as plain as day. If you deceive yourself, you're going to see that same truth for the rest of your life and never know what the real thing was. Are you happy with it? I'm not happy with that. I want to know what the real thing is. Don't give me fake. You know what I mean? Give me the real thing. I'm tired of the fake. But you got to choose your filter. So what's your filter? Instagram? Your friends? What your friends are saying? Or are you actually going to the objective truth, the guy who created you? Now, I don't care what anybody else says about you. Some people have told you different things and said different things to you and created a filter for you to see that through, created your mindset. And I don't care what anybody else says, I care about what the Creator said about you. Because that's the frame of mind that you need. I don't care if anybody said that you are not good looking enough, or that you're not smart enough, or that you, or maybe your background, you come from issues, family issues, or your upbringing. I don't care about all that. I know what God says about you. And that's the truth. He says you're chosen. He says you're His. He says He created you fearfully. He said He put everything in you that you need in order to succeed in this life. I choose to see it that way. Do you choose to see that truth? Or are you going to keep your blindness on all the time? It's up to you. Alright? The next scripture says, even the truth of the Spirit, whom the world cannot receive, because it neither sees nor knows who. The world neither sees or knows God. You know Him, for He dwells in you and will be in you. Do you see what it's saying? The truth is, you can't see it. If you can apply those worldly filters, you'll never know the truth. You've been living your whole life thinking your truth and accepting your truth, and you never know the real truth unless He dwells in you. Alright, last scripture over here. And then I need 2 more volunteers, so get ready. John 14 verse 6 says, Jesus said to him, I am the way, everybody say true. Everybody say it louder, true. And no one comes to the Father except by me. That's straightforward. That sounds like truth to me. How else do you get to God? What did Jesus say? I am the way. I am the truth. Any other way? Seems straightforward to me, but we're too scared to tell the truth to people. Why? Because we're scared of how we're going to look to everybody else. We're scared culture's going to cancel us because we're telling the truth. I'm scared of that. Am I the only one? But here's the good news. The truth is a person. Look, Jesus said, I am the truth. Is Jesus a person? Yes. The truth is a person. You can have a relationship with the truth. The only religion in the world where you can have a relationship with the truth. You can actually speak to a person who is the truth. Do you need to find out the truth about what God's saying about your purpose, about your destiny? Guess what? You can ask somebody. It's not rocket science, guys. Like, this isn't maths 8. This is like maths lit stuff. I did maths lit, so I can say that, right? So, no one comes to the Father except for me. But what truth are you going to believe? It's totally up to you. You sit there and believe your own truth. And here's what it will do. It will plague you. You'll never be able to figure it out. Because you're not willing to learn. Right? Cool. So, last year, that's the next question we're doing. Maybe you guys are preaching this message with me. So, I need 2 more volunteers, right? Who hasn't been up here? Yes, guys. There we go. Right. 2 of you guys, please come up here. Right. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, you and you, that's cool. Alright. We're gonna show the love? Yeah! That's what we do. Alright, I need you to hold this belt, okay? And I need you to hold this, okay? And what I need you to do is, can you stretch the belt out like that? Okay, can you measure that for me quickly? Alright? Okay, watch this. I think you're really gonna be surprised by these results, okay? You're watching carefully. So remember, you guys are helping me preach this message, right? Right? Try and get it as close as possible to the measurement, right? You're going to tell us what the measurement is, right? Okay. What have we got there? Is that 44 point? 44.5, right? That's the length of this thing. Okay, cool. So now I need you to put the tape measure down, right? So you're gonna stand on the one side, she's gonna stand on the other side. And what I need you guys to do, or you're gonna be really surprised by this, guys. For the next couple of minutes, I need you to try and stretch this belt for me, okay? And we can take a measurement again. So you stand that side, right? But obviously you're gonna have to pull really hard, okay? Alright? Keep stretching it, keep stretching it. I'm gonna carry on preaching, guys. Let's see what happens here. Alright. Okay, keep going, guys. You're not going to stop stretching it. It's not going to stretch if you don't keep pulling, right? So, we're asking why is truth a belt in the Bible, right? Number one, obviously to keep your pants up. Right? Only one who wears a belt to keep my pants up. Right? You wear a belt to keep your pants up, right? Alright. Don't be, look at this guy. He's got like 4 belts on him to keep your pants up, right? So, alright, next slide for you. Don't be this guy. He's wearing a belt, but what's the use? It's also an instruction. Keep your pants up. Alright? Keep your pants up. And the next thing is, belts keep you safe, right? Keep stretching, guys. Keep going. I can see your arms are shaking already, but keep going. We're going to measure it right now. And here's the thing, guys. 2 points here. 1. The truth is a belt because it stops you from being embarrassed. If your pants falls down, you get embarrassed. Right? So, wearing a belt, wearing the truth is going to keep you from being embarrassed. Secondly, it's going to keep you safe. It's like a seatbelt. Now, tell me something. Does a seatbelt care if you believe in it or not? Is it going to keep you safe? Either way. How many of you have been on a roller coaster? Keep stretching, guys. You've got to pull hard. You've been on a roller coaster, right? Is a seatbelt always comfortable? No. It's not always comfortable, right? But is it going to keep you safe? Well, that's truth. It doesn't matter if you like it or not, or if it's comfortable, it's going to keep you safe. Come on, that was a good point. That's amazing. That's not for me, that's for the truth. That's a good point. It's going to keep you safe. Right, guys? Sorry, I can see you guys here. Alright, let's measure this thing again, right? Okay. Who thinks that they're going to have done some? Who thinks they're going to get surprised by the results? Right? Okay, cool. Let's measure this again. Right? And the verdict is. That's still 44.5. I can say that. It's still 44.5. You know why, guys? That's cool. Thank you very much. Please give him some applause. Guys, it's exactly the same. You know why? The truth is not going to bend for you. It's not going to change for you. No matter how much you try to stretch the truth, it's going to remain the same. And if you can't fit this truth around you, you're going to need more of this. You need more truth. Or you need to get yourself in shape. I'm talking to myself too, okay? But this is how the truth works. It's not going to move or shift for you, right? Even if you try, these guys tried really hard. I I can see both of their arms are shaking. If you're the strongest person, you're not going to stretch for the truth. It's never going to stretch for you. Because it's got to keep you safe. And it's got to keep you panting. It's going to stop you from being embarrassed. Can you imagine if a belt kept on moving? Your pants is going to fall down. This reminds me of a really funny story. My sister, she was very stubborn when she was little, and my dad, the next point is actually, would you put it out there for me, is that the belt was used to discipline me. No, not everybody agrees with this, but I caught items on the belt. Who of you caught items on the belt? Yeah, right? We all did, right? And one day, my sister was just being really stubborn. She didn't want to pick up any of her toys, and my dad said to her, "You got to pick up your toys. It's dinner time. You got to clean up." And she was like, "I'm not going to listen to you." And she carried on playing it. And she was like, she was 6 years old already, so she knew, right? And my dad came in and he was like, "You're going to pick up these toys before dinner, and dinner's in 5 minutes." And then we walked away. And she still did it. She was like, she was stubborn. She's that kind of person. And then he came in and he was like, "You're going to pick up these toys right now, or I'm going to take up my belt." And she said, "If you take up your belt, your pants is going to fall down." And I remember that moment for like the rest of my life. But as funny as it was, it's got to keep you from being embarrassed. But sometimes we use truth to beat people. Isn't that true? And you can do that. You're not supposed to, but it's easy to do that. It's more difficult to love people with the truth. See, truth on its own is not going to budge for you. It's not discipline, it's boundary. Okay? So, the last thing is, belts can also be a show of achievement. Now, who knows who this guy is, right? Conor McGregor. Yeah. Look, I'd rather have that kind of belt, wouldn't you? And that's what you can do. The truth can be a belt that you show to everybody. I'd rather wear truth like that. I don't know about you guys, but I'd rather wear truth as a belt when I'm like, I'm proud to tell the truth. Alright? But belts, back when we talked about why the Bible called it a belt of truth, let's check the slide here. Oh, the slide. The belt kept everything in the armor together. Can you see that? Everything together. It was used to carry other things. It was put over everything else. It protected vulnerable parts. And here's the thing, guys. Truth doesn't exist on its own. It never has, never will. Because truth exists. The belt goes with other stuff. How many of you guys have just worn a belt? No. If you do, you've got issues. We're going to pray for you after this. You can't just wear a belt. The belt goes with a whole bunch of other stuff. But here's the thing. Sometimes we on the gram or whatever, and we're happy to just tell the truth and then go. But hang on, what about the other stuff? What about telling the truth and then also walking with somebody? Because the belt goes with other stuff. It's never useful to just tell the truth and never be there to be responsible for helping people come along with the truth. And we can go to that quote there. This quote, I really like this quote because I said it. Many of us want to tell the truth, but we won't stick around for the other stuff that comes with telling the truth. Here's the thing you've got to understand. Telling the truth comes with responsibility. You can't just go around telling people, this is the truth, and then when it's difficult for them to handle it, now you walk away. Easy to do that on social media, isn't it? Don't we see it all the time? Yeah, people giving their own opinions, not necessarily the truth, and they never want to stick around to have a conversation. Because that's easy to do. Easy to tell the truth and walk away. But the belt of truth, the reason why it's a belt is because it goes with other stuff. And I'm here to tell you that other stuff's important. The belt doesn't work with all the other stuff. Truth doesn't work without you taking responsibility for all the other conversations that was happening. We're going to do a ministry moment right now. But I want you to think about that. Think about that for a second. How many times have you just gone and told somebody the truth? You never stuck around and said, hey, that was difficult for you to hear. How can I be there to assist you? How many times have you been in a situation where you wanted to tell somebody the truth, but you weren't ready to stick around for them? And so you kept the truth to yourself. How many times have I do that? I do that sometimes. I'm like, I've got to share the gospel with this person, but do I have time to walk with him? If I do walk with him, what everybody else can think? I hope I'm not the only one. But I'm here to tell you the truth. If you know the truth, you've got to tell the truth. You've got to use the truth with love. And now I skip the slide, guys, but you can go there to Ephesians 4, verse 15. Look at what it says. Look at what it says. It says, rather speaking the truth. In what? That's the other stuff. It's the other stuff we so conveniently forget about. We're happy to tell our friend what we think of them when they did X, Y, and Z. We're not there to fix it with love. We are to grow up in every way into Him who is the head, into Christ. Because that's what Jesus did. He told us the truth, but He stuck around long enough to walk it out. He was like, yeah, I've got to tell you the truth. You know what you think about yourself, I understand that. But here's the truth. I didn't make you that way. But I'm also not going to leave you there. I'm sticking around for the other stuff. So how about we do the same? Tell your truth. Tell the truth. But stick around for the other stuff. It's the other stuff that's important. Can you do that? Or else, what are you here for? Are you here just to find out the truth for yourself? And leave everybody else? That doesn't sound right. The truth is, that's not right. Yeah, tell the truth, but the other stuff, that's important. So every head bowed and eyes closed. Now we'll ask the leaders to just come up with me right now. And online, please, if you're online, put your prayer requests on the chat. We really do want to be here for you. This is the example we say. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth. You are not what other people said about you. You're not what you think about you. You're not what your circumstances say about you. You are what God says about you. You're not even your sexuality. You're what God says about you. Do you know what? We're here to walk with Him. We're here for the other stuff. He's here for the other stuff. If you're struggling to find truth in your heart, in your life, you're struggling with things that other people have said to you, I just need you to put your hand up so I can see who I'm praying for. Just quickly, you put your hand up and pray. I see that hand, I see that hand. I see that, guys. I see that. My hand's up too. I see that. It's important, guys, when you hear this truth, stick around for the other stuff. You've got to work through this. God wants to work with you. I need you to take a step of faith. If you need prayer and help in this area, and I'm in that category too, won't you please stand up and come up to the front? All of you who put your hands up, just stand up quickly. You've got to be boldness, just quickly. Just do it. There we go. That's it. That's so good. That's so awesome. Come up to the front. Can we please just love and thank you? A lot of us have been hurt in this area, so we stand up and pray for them. We're going to put our hands on them and we're going to pray for them exactly guys. And then our leaders will take you over to connect and reflect. And they'll carry on praying for you. And let me pray for everybody included in this. Father, we thank you that you know what? You care about us enough to tell us the truth and then stick around and help us. Father, I pray for everybody here who's searching, who's been told the wrong thing, and who's stuck there. And I thank you that you have a way out for them. Truth matters. And I thank you that you said that you are the way and the truth and the life. And we're going nowhere else but through you. Jesus, Holy Spirit, I pray you come right now. Heal those parts of us that didn't hear truth sometimes. But also show us your ways. We wanna live free. We know the truth is going to set us free. Help us, Jesus. Help us, Jesus. Help us, Jesus. Thank you, Father. The leaders are going to take you over to Connect and Reflect. Continue to pray with you, get your number. We want to connect with you guys in the week. In the corner over there. If you're online and you need any help from us, we are those people. We're not just going to tell you the truth. We're here. We're here for the other stuff. Alright guys, this has been awesome. We're going to close the service right now. You're welcome to hang around. You're welcome to get some prayer from us. If you weren't bold enough to come up, that's okay. We're still here. Tap us on the shoulder. Tap the leaders on the shoulder. We'll pray for you. Is that cool? Alright? Is that cool? Alright, let me pray for you and then you can let you go. Thank you, Father, for this awesome teenagers and young adults. And I thank you that you have incredible destiny aligned and up ahead of them. I thank you that you will bring your truth into your life and they may spread your truth. And also that they may stick around for the other stuff. I pray this in Jesus' name and somebody said, Amen. Guys, I want to encourage you, sign up for camp. That's cool. You can applaud. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. You guys really preached this message well with me. Thank you very much for all of you guys. Don't forget youth camp coming up. You don't want to miss out. It's cheap, $400. It's really cheap for the weekend that we're gonna spend away. You're gonna want to get onto this. There's limited space. Please find out how you can get into camp, and we'll post a link on the group as well. So that you can join up in camp. Am I going to see you there? We'll see you there. Okay guys, have an awesome Sunday. Stick around if you will. We're available for you. Bless you guys.
Thank you.